दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्वृतिशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Who wants to read this next prayer? Is it visible?
Yeah, I'll read, bro. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Oh, Hare Krishna, Dandar Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Yes,
No
Prabhu.
problem. Hare Krishna, Dhanam Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare
Narayanam Namas.
Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavata Pranam, Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaimudhirayet Srinvatam Swavatam Krishna Punyasravana Kirtana Hridyantasto Hyabadrani Vidhunoti Suhrut Satam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavatyuttama Sloke Bhaktirbhavati Naistiki. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the authors. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as the irrevocable fact. Hare Krishna.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Can I read first?
Haribo.
Haribo.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Just wait. I need to
Hare
change into
Krishna,
my
Dheeraj
computer.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu,
Dheeraj
Jai Shri
Prabhu.
Prabhupada.
Okay, I'm here now.
Haribo.
Gaur Shakti Prabhu is in Vrindavan, India.
Yes, I'm in Radhakund.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can only do like that.
Virtual appearance
Yeah,
in
virtual.
in
Yeah,
India. Okay.
yeah. This is also possible.
Oh, the
Yes.
sun has settled. What a miracle.
Then why don't you appear in Vaikuntha or Golak Vrindavan virtually?
Prabhu, this is
Hmm?
not normal place. There is no sun.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know,
Prabhu
Prabhu.
said yes.
Naham nayuyam yaditam gatil vidur navamadeva kim tapale shulaham tamayaya mohitta budayas vidam vinilmitam chatma sanam samam vikchasmane mahim. This is 36, right? The number. What is it?
37.
37, okay. 37. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace 80. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So,
Yeah.
na neither aham, I, you, yam, all you sounds, yat, whose rhythm factual, gatim movement, viduhu, do know, na, nor, vamani, deva, Lord Shiva, kim, what, uta, else, apare, others, sulaha, demigods, that by his mayaya, by the illusory energy, mohita, bewildered, buddhayaham, with such intelligence, to but idam, this vinil mitam, what is created, cha also atma samam, by dint of one's personal capacity, vichaks mahe, observe. Since neither Lord Shiva nor you nor I could ascertain the limits of spiritual happiness, how can other demigod know it? And because all of us are bewildered by the illusory external energy of the Supreme Lord, we can see only this manifested cosmos according to our individual capacity. Purport. We have many times mentioned the name of 12 selected authorities, Dwadas Samahajan, of which Brahma, Narada, and Lord Shiva had the list of as the first, second, and third in order of merit of those who know something of the Supreme Lord. Other demigods, semi-demigods, Gandharvas, Chalanas, Vidyadharas, human beings, or Ashura, cannot possibly know fully about the potency of the absolute Lord, Shri Krishna. The demigods, semi-demigods, Gandharvas, etc., are all highly intelligent persons in the upper planet. The human beings are inhabitants of the intermediate planets, and the Ashura are inhabitants of the lower planets. All of them have their respective conception and estimation of the absolute truth, as does the scientist and all the empiric philosopher in the human society. All such living entities are creatures of the material nature, and consequently, they are bewildered by the wonderful display of the three modes of material nature. Such bewilderment is mentioned in the Gita 7:13. Libbil gunamahir bhavaihi sarvam idam jagat. Every entity, beginning from Brahma down to the end, individually bewildered by the three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone think in terms of individual capacity. That is, that this universe, which is manifested before us, is all in all. And so the scientist in the human society of the 20th century calculates the beginning and end of the universe in his own way. But what can the scientist know? Even Brahma himself once was bewildered, thinking himself the only one Brahma favored by the Lord. But later on, by the grace of the Lord, he came to know that there are innumerable more powerful Brahmas. This is the chapter when he's told the Gopa in the Krishna Lila. Innumerable more powerful Brahmas as well. In far bigger universe beyond this universe, and all of this universe combined together for Ekapada Vibhuti, or 1/4 of the manifestation of Lord's creative energy. The other 3/4 of his energy are displayed in the spiritual world. So what can the tiny scientist with a tiny brain know of the absolute personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna? The Lord said, therefore, Mohitam Nabijanati Mam Hibyaha Palam Avyayam. Bewildered by such modes of material nature, they cannot understand that there is a supreme person beyond this manifestation who is the absolute controller of everything. Brahma, Narada, and Lord Shiva know about the Lord to a considerable extent. And therefore, one should follow the instruction of this great personality instead of being satisfied with a tiny brain and its playful discoveries such as spacecraft and similarly products of science. As the mother is the only authority to identify the father of a child, so the mother Vedas, presented by the recognized authorities such as Brahma, Narada, or Shiva, etc., is the only authority to inform us about the absolute truth. We were talking about that just a few minutes ago, and now Shiva is coming back like the tree, like the big authority, to know the absolute truth.
Yes, Prabhu.
You see how Prabhupada is connecting us together. So text 38. Yashyavatala karmani gayanti yashmadadayaham nayam vidanti tadvena tasmai bhagavate namaham. Yashya, whose avatara, incarnation, karmani, activities, gayanti, chanted, glorification, he, indeed, asmat adayaham, person like us, na, do not, yam, whom, vidanti, no, tatvena, 100% as he is, tasmai, unto him, bhagavate, unto the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, namaha, respectful obeisances. Translation: let us offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose incarnation and activities are chanted by us for glorification. True, he can hardly be fully known as he is. Purport: it is said that the transcendental name, form, quality, pastime, paraphernalia, personality, etc. cannot possibly be perceived by the gross materialistic senses. But when the senses are purified by the process of hearing, chanting, remembering, and worshipping the lotus feet of the holy deity, etc., the Lord reveals himself proportionally to the advancement of the quality of devotional service. Yeyatamam prapadyante. One should not expect the Lord to be an order supplying agent who must be present before us as soon as we desire to see him. We must be ready to undergo the prescribed devotional duties following the path shown by the predecessor. As the senses are progressively purified by the bona fide devotional service, the Lord reveals his identity according to the spiritual advancement of the devotee. But one who is not in the line of devotional service can hardly perceive him. Simply by calculation and philosophical speculation, such a hard worker can present a juggery of word before the audience, but can never know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his personal feature. The Lord has clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita that one can know him only by devotional service. No one can know the Lord by any puffed up material process of challenge, but the humble devotee can please the Lord by his earnest devotional activity. Thus, the Lord revealed himself proportionately before the devotee. Lord Brahma, before offers his respectful obeisances as a bona fide spiritual master and advise us to follow this process of Shravana and Kirtana. Simply by this process, or simply by hearing and chanting the glories of the activities of the Lord incarnation, one can certainly see within himself the identity of the Lord. We have already discussed this subject in volume 1 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in connection with the verse. Tachladana munayo Jnana Vairagya yuktayam pasyam-chatmanam bhaktya shlutam grihitayam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, 2, 12. The conclusion is that one can know the Supreme Personality of Godhead fully by any method, but it can be seen and felt partially by the devotional service process of hearing, chanting, etc. Text 39. Sahi sahadya purusha kalpe kalpe shlitya jaham atma manyatmana tatmanam sa samyachati paticham. Saha, he is Saha, the very Adya, the original personality of Godhead, Purushaha, the Mahavishnu incarnation and a plenary portion of Govinda, Lord Krishna, Kalpi Kalpi, in each and every millennium, Shlit Jati creates, Aja, the unborn, Atma, self, Atmani, upon the self, Atmana, by his own self, Atmanam, own self, Saha, samyachati, absorbs, Parati, maintain, Cha, also. Translation, that supreme original personality of God, Lord Shri Krishna, expanding his plenary portion as Mahavishnu, the first incarnation, creates this manifested cosmos, but he is unborn. The creation, however, takes place in him, and the material substance as well as the manifestation are all himself, which he maintains for some times and again absorbs into himself again. Purport. The creation is none different from the Lord, and still he is not in the creation. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita as follows. Maya tatam idam salvam jagadabhyakta multina matstani salva bhutani nachaham tevavashtitaham. Bhagavad Gita 9:4. The impersonal conception of the absolute truth is also a form of the Lord called Avyakta Multi. Multi means form, but because his impersonal feature is inexplicable by our limited senses, he is the Avyakta Multi form, and in that inexplicable form of the Lord, the world creation is resting. Or, in other words, the world creation is the Lord himself, and the creation is also non-different from him, but simultaneously, he, as the original personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, is aloof from the create manifestation. The impersonalist gives stress to the impersonal form of or feature of the Lord and does not believe in the original personality of the Lord. But the Vaishnava accept the original form of the Lord, of whom The impersonal form is merely one of the features. The impersonal and personal conception of the Lord are existing simultaneously, and this fact is clearly described both in Bhagavad Gita and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and also in other Vedic scriptures inconceivable by human intelligence. The idea must simply be accepted on the authority of the scriptures, and it can only be practically realized by the progress of devotional service unto the Lord, and never by mental speculation or inductive logic. Yeah, it will lead to Mayavad. The more you engage in that speculation, the more you dive into the how to say that, you will dive even more into Tamagun, like, okay, you know, this is, I was eating right to it, you know, like the speculation is so bad, you know, really. So the impersonalists depend more or less on inductive logic, and therefore they always remain in darkness, you see, about the original personality of God, the Godhead, Shri Krishna. Their conception of Krishna is not clear, although everything is clearly mentioned in all the Vedic scriptures. A poor form of knowledge cannot comprehend the existence of an original personal form of the Lord when he is expanded in everything. This imperfectness is due more or less to the material conception that a substance which is distributed widely in part can no longer exist in the original form. Yes, this is a material conception. The original personality of Godhead, Adhyaha, Govinda, expands himself as the Mahavishnu incarnation and rests in the causal ocean, which he himself creates. The Brahma Samhita confirm this as follows. Yat kalanalvanam jale bhajatisma yugam nitramananta jagadanda sa lomakupam adala shaktim avalambya palam swamutim govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Brahmaji says in his Brahma Samhita, I worship the primeval Lord Govinda who lies down in the causal ocean in his plenary portion as Mahavishnu, with all the universes generating from the pores of hair on his transcendental body, and who accept the mystic slumber of eternity. So this Mahavishnu is the first incarnation in the creation, and from him all the universe is generated and all material manifestation are produced one after another. The causal ocean is created by the Lord as the Mahatattva, as a cloud in spiritual sky, and is part of his different manifestation only. The spiritual sky is an expansion of his personal rays, and he is the Mahatattva cloud also. He lies down and generates the universes by his breathing, and again by entering into each universe as Kshirodakashi. Cloud in the spiritual sky, Mahatattva. So this world material manifestation is like a cloud in the
Yes,
spiritual
Prabhu.
sky.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble
Oh.
obeisances of glory to Prabhupada.
Hey Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu,
Bhang
please
Prabhu
accept my
Dandar
humble
Pranam, Jai
obeisances
Shri
of Krishna
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. And usually Prabhupada will also use this analogy, like the cloud will sometimes obstruct the sun, but the sun is still there and will never be obstructed by any cloud at all. It just give you the illusion that it will, you know, obstruct the sun, but the sun is always there. So the cloud of this material creation is the Mahatattva. So,
Mhm.
you
Yes,
know,
Prabhu, now I understand it. So the Lord is there, and then he decides to, okay, I lay down here. Then when he lays down, he creates the Mahatattva.
Yeah,
And it's cloud there, and then he
yeah,
starts to breathe, like, and then, yes, Prabhu, and when he's breathing, like, and then the cloud that comes out, he's that cloud also that came out when he,
yeah.
yes, Prabhu. That's
Because
really
this is his
interesting.
energy. Maya is his divine energy.
Yes, Prabhu. Then he enters the universes that he just
Yes.
was breathing out. Okay, let's read
Mm.
about it.
So Garbhodakashayi, okay. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, he creates Brahma, Shiva, and many other demigods for maintenance of the universe, and again absorb the whole thing into his person, as is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva bhutani kunteya prakritim vanti mamikam kalpashaye punastani kalpado vislijamaham. O 9:7, Bhagavad Gita 9:7. O son of Kunti, when the kalpa or duration of the life Brahma is ended, then all the creative manifestation enter into my prakriti or energy. And again, when I desire, the same creation take place by my personal energy. Yeah, it's clear here. The conclusion is that these are all displays of Lord's inconceivable personal energies only, of which no one can have any full information, and this point we have already discussed. Yeah, this is the main thing. We don't know nothing about God, but we speculate so much. We speculate so much. How can we know about all this without even reading? Please.
Yes, Prabhu. And Prabhu, I was actually watching a lecture about on His Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhu. I think he was somewhere, I don't know, he was in the house preaching to the Hindus. And then he was actually asking them, who is God? So they were actually accepting. So if we remove Ganesha and we put a dog, so which means the dog is also God. He was actually, and it's like they agree. They say everything that has humanity is God. That's the Hindu. There's actually a lecture in the ASKM 108.
Look like an interesting lecture.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll
Thank
share
you
the
for
link.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So I will read one more, and then I will give the chance to other to read also. Text 41. Vishudam kevalam jnanam pratyakshamyadavashtitam satyam punam anajantam nilgunam nityamadvayam Rishividanti munayam prasantatmandriyat diyashayam yadadat yatata devasattarkais tilodiyata viplutam Vishuddham, without any material thing, Kevalam, pure and perfect, Jnanam, knowledge, Pratyak, all pervading, Samyak, in fullness, Avashtam, situated, Satyam, truth, Purnam, absolute, Anadi, without any beginning, Antam, and so also without any end, Nilgunam, devoid of material modes. Translation. Oh, there is more. Nityam, eternal, Advayam, without any rival, Rishi or Nalada or great sage, Vedanti, they can understand only. Munayaha, the great thinker, Prasanta, pacified, Atma, self, Indriya, senses, Ashayaham, sheltered, Yata, wide, Yada, wide, that, Eva, certainly, Asat, untenable, Kai, arguments, Tilodidyeta, disappear, viplutam, distorted. Translation, the personality of Godhead is pure, being free from all contamination of material things. He is the absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all-pervading, without beginning or end, and without rival. O Nalada, O great sage, the great thinker can know him when completely freed from all material incurring, and when sheltered under undisturbed condition of senses. Otherwise, by unintelligible arguments, all is distorted, and the Lord disappears from our sight. This is a great verse. I need to save that. Said so many things in it. Two, 6, 40, 41. Ishudam kevalam gyanam. Purport. Here is estimation of the Lord apart from his transcendental activities in the temporary material creations. Mayavada, the philosophy tries to designate the Lord as contaminated by a material body when he accepts forms of incarnation. This sort of interpolation is completely denied Iran by explaining the position of the Lord as pure and unalloyed when covered by any signs is designated as Jiva, but when he is freed from such ignorance of Nisans, he is merged in the impersonal existence of the absolute truth. But here it is said that the Lord is eternally the symbol of full and perfect knowledge. This is his speciality, perpetual freedom from all material contamination. This distinguishes the Lord from the individual common living entities who have the aptitude of being subordinated by nescience and thus becoming material designate. In the Veda, it is said that the Lord is Vijnanamanandam, full of bliss and knowledge. The conditioned soul are never to be compared to him because such individual souls have the tendency of becoming contaminated. Although after liberation, the living entity can become one with the same quality of existence as the Lord, his very tendency to become contaminated, which the Lord never has, makes the individual living entity different from the Lord. In the Vedas, it is said, Ayam Atma Apahatta Patma Itit. Individual Atma becomes polluted by sin, but the Lord is never contaminated by sins. The Lord is compared to the powerful sun. The sun is never contaminated by anything infectious because it is so powerful. On the contrary, infected things are sterilized by the rays of the sun. Similarly, the Lord is never contaminated by sin. On the contrary, the sinful living entity becomes sterilized by contact with the Lord. This means that the Lord is also all-pervading, like the sun. And as such, the word pratyak is used in this verse. Nothing is excluded excluded from the existence of the Lord's potential expansion. The Lord is within everything, and he is all-covering also without being disturbed by the activity of the individual soul. He is therefore infinite, and the living entities are infinitesimal. In the Vedas, it is said that only the Lord alone exists, and all other existence depend on him. He is generating a reservoir for everyone's existential capacity. He is the supreme truth of all other categorical truth. He is the source of everyone's opulence, and therefore no one can equal him in opulence. Being full of all opulences, namely wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, he certainly is the supreme person. And because he is the person, he has many personal qualities also. He is transcendental to the material modes. We have already discussed the statement itam bhuta guna harihim, guno harihim. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1:7-10. His transcendental qualities are so attractive that even the liberated soul Atma Lama are also attracted by them, also possess all personal quality. He is nevertheless omnipotent. Therefore, personally, he has nothing to do, for everything is being carried out by his omnipotent energy. This is confirmed by the Vedic mantra. Palasya Shaktil Vividai Vashruyate Shvabhaki Jnana Balakriya. This suggests his specific spiritual form, which can never be experienced by the material senses. It can be seen only when the senses are purified by devotional service. Yam evaisham vlitem tanum shvam. As such, there are basic difference between the Lord and the living entities. In so many respects, no one can be compared to the Lord, as the Veda declare. Ekam eva vityam brahmada vaitat vaibayam pavachim. The Lord has no competitor, and he has nothing to fear from any other being, nor can anyone be equal to him. Although he is the root of all other beings, there are basic differences between him and other beings. Otherwise, there was no necessity of the statement in the previous verse that no one can know him 100% as he is. Nayam vidanti tadvena. That no one can fully understand him is explained also in this verse, but the qualification for understanding to some degree is mentioned here. Only the prasantas, or the unalloyed devotees of the Lord can know they can know him to a greater extent. The reason is that the devotees have no demands in their life but to be obedient servant of the Lord, while all others, namely the empiric philosophers, the mystic, and the fructive workers, Jnani Yogi and Karma Yoga, all basically have some demands, and as such, they cannot be pacified. The fructive worker wants reward for his work. The mystic wants some perfection of life, some siddhi. And the empiric philosopher wants to merge in the existence of the Lord, saludhya mukti. Somehow or other, as long as there is a demand for sense gratification, satisfaction, there is no chance for pacification. On the contrary, by unnecessary dry speculative argument, the whole matter becomes distorted, and thus the Lord moves still further away from our understanding. The dry speculators, however, because of their following the principle of austerity and penance, can have knowledge of impersonal feature of the Lord to some extent. but there is no chance of there in the understanding his ultimate form as Govinda, because only the Amalatmana, the completely sinless person, can accept pure devotional service of the Lord, as is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:28. Yesham dvantagatam papam janam punya karmanam tevan vamoha nilmukta bhajante mam dridabrataham. Thank you very much for this opportunity for me to read Vanchakal Patalubhyacha Kripasindhubhya Vacha Vatitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah, I can continue, Prabhu.
Oh,
Just a
Haribol.
few.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, text, is it 42? 40, yeah, I think it's 42. Addio, yeah, text 42. Addio vataraha purushaha parasya kalahas vabhavaha sad asana manascha travayam vikaro guna indriyani vitara virat svarat stasun chari shnu buhumnaha adyaha first avataraha incarnation purusha karana varshyas. Is it, which one is this one, Prabhu? Can you please pronounce it? Karana Vashai Vishnu. Semi Prabhu.
Kala nal na vasai Vishnu.
Okay.
Go
Parasya.
very
Sorry,
slowly.
Prabhu.
Go very slowly, like Kala nal. Then you say the
Karana
then
Vashai.
na vasai.
Na Vashai
Mm.
Vishnu.
Take your time.
Yes, Prabhu. Parasya of the Lord, Kalaha times, Vabhava space, Sat resultant, Asat cause, Manaha mind, Cha also Dravayam elements, Vikaraha material ego, Gunaha modes of nature, Indriyani senses, Virat the complete whole body, Svarat Garbhadakshai Vishnu, Stasnu immovable, Charishnu, movable, Bhumnaha, of the Supreme Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Karana Arvarsyasi, is it Karana Varsyasi? Vishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and He is the master of eternal time, space, cause, and effects, mind, elements, material, ego, modes of nature, sense, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhadakshai Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both movable and non-movable. So, Prabhu, is it the same as Karana Dakshai Vishnu? Is it the same Vishnu with a different name?
No, this is Mahavishnu.
Yes, the first one. Karana Daksha is Mahavishnu, right? And then who is Karana Navashyasi?
Oh, he's Mahavishnu, I think.
Oh,
See, it's
still
the
the
first
same.
incarnation. Karana Dakasa is the last one, the third one.
How is it possible? Probably like the first, is it the third one? Isn't it Shira Dakshai? The third one. Because I thought it was Karana Dakshai, Garbha Dakshai, and Shira Dakshai Vishnu, and then comes like somewhere like Lord Brahma.
Let's read the purport, what it says.
Okay.
See here, here it is
Purport.
Karana Dakasa. Yes,
That the material.
see, yeah, in the purport it is explained.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes,
see,
Prabhu.
yeah, here. The Paramatma is this, the third one. Karanarana Vashai Vishnu.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Let me read it.
Yeah, let's read, because, yeah.
Purport, that the material creation is not permanent has been discussed many times herein before. The material creation is but a temporary exhibition of the material energy of the Almighty God. This material manifestation is necessary to give a chance to the conditioned souls who are unwilling to associate with the Lord in the relationship of loving transcendental service. Such unwilling conditioned souls are not allowed to enter into the liberated life of spiritual existence because at heart they are not willing to serve. Instead, they want to enjoy themselves as imitation gods. The living entities are constitutionally eternal servitors of the Lord, but some of them, because of misusing their independence, do not wish to serve. Therefore, they are allowed to enjoy the material nature, which is called Maya or illusion. It is called illusion because the living beings under the clutches of Maya are not factually enjoyers, although they think that they are being illusioned by Maya. Such illusioned living entities are given a chance at intervals to rectify the perverted mentality of becoming false masters of the material nature, and they are imparted lessons from the Vedas about the eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Vedaischa sarvai aham eva vidyaha. So the temporary creation of the material manifestation is an exhibition of the material energy of the Lord. And to manage the whole show, the Supreme Lord incarnates himself as the Karana Navasyasi Vishnu, just as magistrate. Just as a magistrate is deputed by the government to manage affairs temporarily, this Karana Dokshai Vishnu causes the manifestation of material creation by looking over his material energy. Sa Aiksha Taha. In the first volume of this book, we have already discussed to some extent the explanation of the verse Jagre Paurusham Rupam. The duration of the illusory play of material creation is called a kalpa. And we have already discussed the creations taking place in kalpa after kalpa. By his incarnation and potential activities, the complete ingredients of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, the gross and subtle elements, and the interactional modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Yeah, can go down, Prabhu. and then the senses and the reservoir source, the gigantic universal form as the second incarnation, Garbhadakshai Vishnu, and all living beings, both moving and standing, which comes out of the second incarnation, all became manifested ultimately. All these creative elements and the creation itself are but potential manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Nothing is independent of the control of the Supreme Being. This first incarnation is the material creation, namely Karana Narva Shyasi Vishnu, is the plenary part of the original personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, described in the Brahma Samhita as follows. Yasya Kanish Vasita Kalam Ata Valambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagrad Ananda Nataha Vishnur Mahan Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bejami. All the innumerable universes are maintained only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu or Karana Narvashasi Vishnu, who is only a plenary part of Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Text 43 to 45.
So, which means that both are same. Karnarnavasai and Karnodakasai.
Yes,
Vishnu is
it's
the
actually.
same. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, I was confused a little bit.
No,
Oh,
there
yes,
is
Prabhu.
specific explanation mentioned in this purport about the differences between the two names. However, we can conclude that both are identical.
Hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
it's like let's say when Lord Krishna comes and then he has another name as Govinda,
Mm.
still the same person, with different names because of different activities.
Yeah, Karnarnavasai and Karnodakasai. Yeah, both
So Prabhu,
sound similar. Both sound similar.
yes, Prabhu. So I think Sankarashai is the one who's above Karana Dakshai Vishnu. Is it Sankarashai?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard about it. Where did you find this?
Because well, I'll give the reference because there was it actually goes up higher than Karana Dakshai. I think going into the spiritual realm.
Mhm.
Yes, Prabhu.
But
Are you talking about Sankaracharya or Sankara? Lord Shiva.
no, not I
Sankarshan,
think
Sankarshan, I think.
Sankarashai. Because
Sankarshan.
it
Okay,
seems as if
Sankarshan. Uh-huh. Yeah, you may be right. I have heard of it as well.
because it seems as if it does not end on Karana Dakshai because Karana Dakshai, I think he is the material Vishnu, I think. I think he's the material Vishnu who created everything.
Hmm.
Like the Lord manifested himself as Karana Dakshai, the universal form.
Maybe let us look at that reference where you have got it.
Ami
Okay,
Prabhu,
this is
what
the
are we
last
doing?
verse.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Who wants to read the last huge text?
Prabhu, can you help me with the Sanskrit? I'll read the translation and purport.
Fine, fine. Okay. Let me read the Sanskrit verse.
Yes, Prabhu.
Semi Prabhu, zoom out.
Aham bhavo yajna ime prajesha.
That's too funny. Oh, sorry, Prabhu.
Aham bhavo yajna ime prajesha dakshadayo ye bhavad adayascha swarloka Khagaloka Niloka Palas Talaloka Palaha Gandharva Vidyadhara Charanesha Ye Yaksha Rakshasorgana Rakshasorga Naganathaha Yeva Rishinam Sri ऋषभाः पितॄणां दैत्येन्द्र सिद्धेश्वर दानवेन्द्राः अन्ये च ये प्रेत पिशाच भूता कूष्माण्ड यादो मृग पक्ष्याधीशाः यत्किञ्च लोके भगवन् महस्वद् ओजः सहस्वद् बलवत् क्षमावत् श्रीः विभूत्यात्मवद् अद्भुतार्णं तत्त्वं परं रूपवद् अस्वरूपम्. You can continue with synonyms.
Yeah, I'll do the synonyms, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
everyone. Please accept my humble presence.
Please.
Actually, I think there might be background noise from my side. Is there? Because Diwali is there, so.
No,
Or
Prabhu,
am I
it's okay.
audible? Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu, it's okay.
Okay, so I will continue. Aham,
Thank you, Labank.
myself. Synonyms. Aham, myself, Brahmaji. Bhava, Lord Shiva. Yajna, Lord Vishnu. Ime, all this. Prajeshaha, the father of the living beings. Daksha, Adaya, Daksha, Marichi, Manu, etc. Ye, those. Bhavat, yourself. Adaya, Cha, and the bachelors. Sanat Kumara and his brothers. Swa, Swarloka Palaha, the leaders of the heavenly planets. Khagaloka Palaha, the leaders of space travels. Nirloka the leaders of mankind. Nirloka the leaders of the lower planets. Gandharva, the residents of Gandharva Loka. Vidyadhara, the residents of Vidyadhar planet. Charana, Isha, the leaders of the Charanas. Ye, as also others. Yaksha, the leaders of the Yakshas. Raksha, demons. Uruga, snakes. Naga, Natha, leaders of the Nagaloka, below the earth. The others. Va, also. Rishinam of the sages. Shabha, the chief. Pitranam of the forefathers. Daityendra, leaders of the atheistics. Siddha Ishwaras, leaders of the Siddha Lok planets. Spacemen. Dandav Indra, leaders of the non-Aryans. Anne, besides them. Cha, also. Ye, those. Preta, dead bodies. Pishacha, evil spirits. Bhuta, jinn. Kushmanda, a special type of evil spirit. Yadaha, aquatics. Mriga, animals. Pakshi, Adhisha, giant eagles. Yat, anything. Kim, Sure, and everything. Loke in the world. Bhagavat, possessed of Bhaga, or extraordinary power. Mahaswat, of a special degree. Ojha, Sashwat, specific mental and sense dexterity. Balavat, possessed of strength. Shamavat, possessed of forgiveness. Shri, beauty. Hri, As, Ahmed of impious acts. Ashamed of impious acts. Vibhuti, riches. Atmavat, possessed of intelligence. Adbhuta, wonderful. Arnam, roof. Tattvam, specific truth. Param, transcendental. Rupavat, give the form of. Aswarupam, not the form of the Lord. Translation. Myself, Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, great generation of living beings like Daksha and Prajapati, yourself, Narad and the Kumaras, heavenly demigods like Indra, Chandra, etc., the leaders of the Bhuvarlok planets, the leader of the earthly planets, the leaders of lower planets, the leaders of Gandharva planets, the leaders of Vidyadhar planets, the leaders of Charanalok planets, the leaders of Yaksha, Rakshas, and Urgas, the great sages, the great demons, the great atheists, great spacemen, as well as the dead bodies, evil spirits, Saturn, Jinn, Kushmandas, great aquatics, great beasts, and great birds, etc. In other words, anything and everything which is exceptionally possessed of power, opulence, mental and perpetual dexterity, strength, forgiveness, beauty, modesty, opulence, and breathing, which is either in form or is formless, may appear to be the specific truth and the form of the Lord, but actually are not so. They are only as a fragment of transcendental potency of the Lord. Purport by
Whatever.
Purport. Those in the list given above, beginning from the name of Brahmaji, the first living creature within the universe, down to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Narada, and other powerful demigods, men, supermen, sages, rishis, and other lower creatures of extraordinary strength and opulence, including the dead bodies, Saturns, evil spirits, jinn, aquatics, birds, and beasts, etc., may appear to be the Supreme Lord, but factually, none of them is the Supreme Lord. Every one of them possesses only a fragment of the great potencies of the Supreme Lord. The less intelligent class of men is surprised to see the wonderful actions of material phenomena, as the ab- abro- Abrins are fearful of great thunderbolt, a great and gigantic banyan tree, or a great lofty mountain in the jungle. For such undeveloped human beings, merely the slight display of the Lord's potency is captivating. A still more advanced person is captivated by the powers of the demigods and goddesses. Therefore, those who are simply astonished by the powers of anything in the creation of the Lord without any factual information of the Lord Himself are known as Shaktas, the worshippers of great powers. The modern scientists, uh, where was I? The modern scientist is also captivated by the wonderful actions and reactions of natural phenomena and therefore is Shataka. These great persons gradually rise to the state of becoming Shauryas or worshippers of the sun god, Ganapatyas or worshipper of the mass people as Janata, Janardhan or Daridra Narayan, etc., in the form of Ganapati, and then rise to the platform of worshipping Lord Shiva in the search of the ever existing soul, and then to the stage of worshipping Lord Vishnu, the super soul, etc. Without any information of Govinda or Lord Krishna, who is the original Lord Vishnu, in other ways, some are worshippers of race, nationality, birds, beasts, evil spirits, Saturns, etc. The general worship of Shanidev, the lord of distressful condition, and Shitala Devi, the goddess of smallpox, is also common to the mass of people. And there are many foolish men who worship the mass of people or the poor class of men. So, different persons, societies, and communities, etc., worship some of the potential manifestations of the Lord, wrongly accepting the powerful object as God. But in this verse, it is advised by Brahmaji that none of them is the Supreme Lord, but they are only borrowed plums from the original Almighty Lord Sri Krishna. When the Lord advises in Bhagavad Gita to worship Him alone, it is to be understood that worshipping Lord Krishna includes worshipping all that is mentioned because He, Krishna, includes everyone. When the Lord is described as formless in the Vedic literatures, it is to be understood that all these forms mentioned above within the experience of universal knowledge are different exhibition of Lord's transcendental potencies only, and none of them factually represent the transcendental form of the Lord. But at the same time, when the Lord actually descends on the earth or anywhere within the universe, the less intelligent class of men also mistakes him to be one of them, and thus they imagine the transcendence to be formless or impersonal. Factually, the Lord is not formless, or does he belong to any of the multiforms experienced within the universal forms. One should try to know the truth about the Lord by following the instructions of Brahmaji.
Haribo. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Sami Prabhu,
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
you see in this purport, it is said that when you are the scientists, they will worship the Ganapati, Ganesh. Yeah, this, yeah, in the form of Ganapati, and then rise to the platform of worshiping Lord Shiva. I was explaining that, with you in
Yes,
the.
Prabhu.
I said at the beginning, I didn't say that I was like a scientist, like, but the progression, like we first come to the contact of Ganapati, and then we go to Shiva, like this. So the purport I explain very well. They are a direction, you can't.
Oh, the Shaktas, or worshippers of the great power.
Yeah, so here in Reunion Island, there are many Shaktas, many, Shakti worshipper. This is very nice.
Yes, Prabhu, I was like this also. I was first, I was sun worshipper.
Yes, you begin like that.
Yes, Prabhu.
It
I was
explained
staring
very
at the
well.
sun. I was sun gazing.
So there is a progression, you see?
Yes,
There's a
Prabhu.
progression. But still, if you have some material desire, then you will be cheated. And you will not know about the Lord. It is explained. You should approach him to for knowledge, to know the supreme truth.
Yes, Prabhu.
But still, we need devotion. We need to have little. You need to serve him, to want to serve him. Like this should be there.
The goddess of smallpox. That's really interesting.
Smallpox is like some disease,
Yes, Prabhu.
something. Shitala Devi.
Okay, now we must worship the most powerful incarnation. Child
Let
incarnation.
us complete the other verse as well, which will end the chapter.
Oh, there's 2 pages. Yes, Prabhu. I didn't even notice. Yes, Prabhu. Who wants to read the last one?
I can continue.
Yes, Prabhu.
Text 46. प्राधान्यतोऽयन् रसामनन्ति लीलावतारान् पुरुषस्य भूम्ना आपीयतां कर्ण कशास्य शोषन् अनुक्रमिष्येत इमां सुपेशान्. Synonyms: Pradhanyatah, chiefly, Yan, all those, Rishe, O Narada, Amanati, worship, Leela, pastimes, Avataran, incarnations, Purushasya, of the personality of Godhead, Bhumnaha, the supreme, Apiyatam, in order to be released by you, Karna, ears, Kashaya, full matter, Soshan, that which evaporates, Anukramishe, shall state one after another, they, Iman, as they are in my heart, Supeshan, all pleasing to hear. Translation: O Narada, now I shall state one after another the transcendental incarnations of the Lord, known as Leela avatars. Hearing of their activities counteracts all fall matters accumulated in the ear. These pastimes are pleasing to hear and are to be relished. Therefore, they are in my heart. Purport by Stan Kashyap Vijay. As it was said in the beginning of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.5.8, one cannot be fully satisfied by hearing unless and until one is given a chance to hear of the transcendental activities of the Lord. So Brahmaji is also trying in this verse to stress the importance of narrating the transcendental pastimes of the Lord as he comes and manifests himself here on the surface of the material planets. Every living entity has a tendency to hear pleasing messages, and as such, almost every one of us is inclined to hear the news and talks broadcast by the radio stations. But the difficulty is that no one is satisfied at heart by hearing all those messages. The cause of such dissatisfaction is the incompatibility of the message with the innermost stratum of the living soul. This transcendental literature is especially prepared by Srila Vyasadeva to give the utmost satisfaction to the people in general by narration of the activities of the Lord, as instructed by Sri Narada Muni to Srila Vyasadeva. Such activities of the Lord are principally of 2 varieties. One concerns of the mundane manifestation of the material creative force, and the other deals with his pastimes in the form of different incarnations in terms of the time and place. There are innumerable incarnations of the Lord, like the waves of the river flowing constantly in and out. Less intelligent persons take more interest in the creative forces of the Lord in the material world, and being disconnected from the relationship with the Lord, they put forward many theories of the creation in the name of scientific research. The devotees of the Lord, however, know well how the creative forces work concurrently by the action and reaction of the material energy of the Lord. Therefore, they take more interest in the transcendental activities of the Lord as he incarnates himself on the surface of material world. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the history of such activities of the Lord, and people who take interest in hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam clear their hearts of accumulated mundane filth. There are 1,000 and a rash literature on the market, but one who has taken interest in the Srimad Bhagavatam loses all interest in such filthy literatures. Sri Brahmaji is thus attempting to narrate the principal incarnations of the Lord so that they may be drunk by Narada as transcendental nectar. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of second canto, 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Purusha Sutta confirmed. Hari Bol Krishna.
Haribo.
We have complete the first volume of second canto. Haribo. Who wants to start the Mudrashtakam?
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं रसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानं यशोदाभियोलुकलाब्धवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या
Nudantam muhulnetrayumam lijantam palambujayugmena satankanetram muhuswasakam patrilakanta kanta stitagrayvadam muhudanam bhakti-badam.
इति दृक्सलिलाब्धिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जान्तमाख्यापयन्तं तदीहेषिदग्नेषु भक्तेर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तां सता वृत्तिवन्दे
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरे सादपीह इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालभालं सदा मे मनसि आविराष्टं किमन्ये
Idam te mukham bojam atyantanilair kritam kundalaisnigdharaktaischa gopya muhushchumbitam bimba raktadharam me manasa virastam alam lakshalabai.
नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जराब्धिमग्नं कृपादृष्टिविष्ण्याति दिनं बतादो गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञम् इदाक्षिदृष्ट्या
वेरात्मजो बद्धमुक्तेव यद्वत् त्वयामोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह
नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोधरायाद विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमोऽनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
Haribo. To the Supreme Lord whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging though and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar I offer my humble obeisances.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hands, He is crying, rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls are around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell. He is shaking because of his quick breathing, due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbues with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boons besides this?
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by flocks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
O Lord Damodar, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manikriva and Kuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
Haribol, Damodarashtakam ki jai. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादवाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
Namnamaka ribahuda nija sarva shakti statrar pita nyamita smaranena kalaha eta trishitava kripan bhagavan mamapi duradaiva me trisham haijena nuragraha.
तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरे
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहेतुके त्वयि.
Ainandana tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya dvavapada pankaja stita duli sadrishim vichintaya.
नयनं गलद अश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविश्यैतं शून्यैतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
Asisleva paratam pidastu madarshanam maramam hatam karotu va yata tata va vidatulan pato mat prananatastu sa eva narpanaha.
Haribo, glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false justice, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. At some or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
Oh my Lord,
Oh,
when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly in his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally.
Haribo, Sri Siksastakam ki jai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Bahujanma kare adi Shavana Kirtan Taputana Paya Krishna Pade Premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many birds, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the holy name are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
The second offense to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of the Lord Vishnu.
Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
Sixth offense, to
give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activity.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desire trees, and they are all full of compassion for the fallen souls. Vancha kalpa tarupyascha
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyavach patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
The Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Vaishnavebhyo
Haribo.
namo namah.